let's talk about learning Portuguese. My name is Caitlin. I'm an American immigrant living in Portugal. If you've been here on my profile for a while, you know that I've been keeping track of my Portuguese lesson hour numbers, and I've kind of stopped doing that. Not because I've stopped studying, but just because I've stopped keeping track of it on TikTok. I am still studying, but I'll be honest, I am coming up very shortly on 1 year here in Portugal, and I am still solidly an A1 in Portuguese. I could and I will talk a lot about the challenges that I have faced learning Portuguese, but right now I want to talk about the challenges in finding ways to study Portuguese. The biggest challenge being that I do not want to study Brazilian Portuguese, I want to study European Portuguese, and a lot of what's available online gives Brazilian Portuguese. For example, I've started doing my morning yoga on YouTube in Portuguese, but it's Brazilian Portuguese. And it's not awful to be doing that, but it's not as good as studying European. So, 3 things that I've been doing online as alternatives to Brazilian Portuguese. Number 1, instead of using Google Translate, which uses Brazilian Portuguese, I use DeepL Translate, which has 2 options, Portuguese from Portugal or Portuguese from Brazil. Instead of using Duolingo as an app to kind of gain some extra vocabulary, I've been using Memrise. And the final thing online is a course called Portuguese with Anita. Anita is a person, and she teaches Portuguese, but she is starting a course specifically European Portuguese, specifically for beginners. I haven't actually started this yet because it's not going to be released until tomorrow, but then I will start and I will report back. On top of all of that, I do language exchanges in my city, and I have a private tutor in my city, but that's not helpful to you if you're not here in my city. I'm going to add links to the 3 things that I just spoke about in my bio, but I'm also going to make separate videos talking about them more in depth and how they can be helpful to all of us who are learning European Portuguese.